Hello, everybody. Welcome, friends. I am so glad that you are here with me today. And today I am in I'm in an event with Sacred Treasure House. It's a group on Facebook, and I'm streaming to both Facebook and YouTube. So if you see me answering any questions that you don't see or any comments, that's why they would be on the other platform. So I welcome you wherever you want to be watching from. And today, our theme is about it being a new year and trying new techniques. And so I think that's always, something fun, to try new things. And we were challenged to, even if we weren't going to do our, a new, totally new technique, to try something that maybe we haven't done in a while. And so, that's always fun, right? And I've got a couple things. One I haven't ever tried. I had some of the supplies, but it's one of those things I never got around to. So how many of you do that? I'm sure nobody ever does that, right? But hi Mary, hi Janet, hi Deborah. So yeah, it's just we've always got those things that are sitting around that we mean to get to, but we haven't. And so it's always a lot of fun to, actually take the time and, try it out, see how we like it. I got hair like hanging in my face here. Sorry. Hi, Deborah. Regina's here. Lots of people coming in. Yeah, when you come in, be sure and say hello so I know who's watching. If you're watching a replay, type in hashtag replay. Let me know where you're watching from. All of you, let me know where you're watching from too. It's so fun to see, where we have people from all around the country. Sometimes we have people, out of the U.S. coming in and watching. We got Kathy. I'm good, Deborah. How are you doing today? I got both my Deborahs here. And sometimes there's even more. So many of us, I think, that are kind of in a similar age range. It's so funny because we have so many of us that have those same names that were popular, right? So now I never heard very many of my name until we moved up north to Minnesota, and then it was usually small children, and we'd be out somewhere, at the store, and somebody would call my name, and I would turn and look, and actually they were looking, they were talking to a small child, and so I always thought that was funny. So Regina's in Vermont. Yeah, how's that? You guys must be really into winter right now, I would imagine. But I don't know. It's just been such an odd year this year, weather-wise. I think it's been cold earlier in some places than it is. It hasn't. Some places aren't getting as much snow or moisture as they should be by this time of year, and it's just always something goofy going on, right? You just never know. I'm gonna share myself out to another place here real quick, and then I'll be ready to get us going, and we should probably have most of our people filtered in with us. So always it takes a minute to get everybody in. Hi Mary, hi Sue, hey Chris. Sparky. I never know whether to call you Sparky or Chris. And Mary's in southeast Georgia. Yeah, we have finally, so I'm in Texas. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it has kind of warmed up some, but now it's raining. So we went through a unseasonable, cold spell, but now we've got rain. It's like, oh, whatever. But I think some of the years that we've had terrible cold, it was dangerous, and weather and roads and everything has not been until February. So I'm not really looking forward to that. Regina says it's in the 30s. Yesterday, -1. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Will you stay warm? Everybody be safe, do smart things. I mean, sometimes we've got to get out there, whether it, rain or shine or snow or whatever. Just be smart, you guys. Oh my goodness, my granddaughter she had a tire problem, and my husband was going to pick her up at the place she was going to have a tire repaired, and got there, and they were looking at her tires, and oh my gosh, they were they were awful. So yeah, we're like, no, you need new tires. You don't need to just fix that one. You need new tires. So hopefully, that was taken care of. Okay, let me clear my desk off. You guys, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna use alcohol inks, and we're gonna do some backgrounds. And backgrounds you can use for all kinds of things. You can use background pieces and cut them up a little bit and use them in journals and scrapbooks. You could use them if you did it on a big enough page. You could use it as a whole page background. What else could we do with them? We could use them for some little interesting pieces on card making. There's all kinds of things that we could do with it. Oh my goodness, I almost turned myself off instead of moving to the desk view. That would have been bad. So I've got some of these Ranger alcohol inks. They've been sitting around for a long time. These are the pearl kind. Oh my goodness, I shook them up once, but I see they have started to settle again. I'm going to shake them off over here at the side, or like under my desk or something. I was doing it this morning, and I've had them so long, they were just like stuck. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to use these. But I've got some plain colored ones, but why use plain when you can use something that's got a little pearly shimmer, right? Hi, Sherry. Hi, Kathy. Oh my goodness, how funny, right? Oh, Sue says their snow is melting. Oh my goodness, sure, some places are getting tornadoes. I didn't even know that. I live in my own little world. I don't like listening to the news. I find it so depressing. But anyway, I had some of these in both hands. I looked like I was part of a mariachi band with cucarachas or something. So what we're going to use, this is called Yupo paper. Now Yupo paper, and when you touch it, you need to make sure your hands are clean. Let me get a wipe here. Because any oils can, cause you to leave some fingerprints on your papers. But it is what is it? I want to say it, so it's not paper at all. We call it paper. It's actually, they call it a substrate. Now this one says white cardstock, but, and they have to title it something, so we'll buy it. Those of us who use all the things, right? And so it's I think, polypropylene product. It doesn't really tear. Now, I don't know. This is not really, you know what? I wonder if this is different. Since this says Yupo cardstock, I'm going to try and tear a corner of it. No, you can't. Because I was going to say, Yupo, like if you buy sheets of it, no, it doesn't tear. So it's totally different. It's very smooth. It has no grain on it at all. And, so it's really fun. Now you can use alcohol inks on it because they move around. When the alcohol evaporates, they'll be right there. And so, you can also watercolor on it, which that just blew my mind when I heard that you could do that. But the thing about it is, if you're going to do watercolor on it, you have to seal it with some kind of a fixative spray or something because, because it can't soak in. It's not like, watercolor. I mean, when the water finally evaporates, if you're doing watercolor, it's just going to leave the pigment just sitting right there on top of this. So this has been around for, I don't know when it was developed, you guys, but it's been around for a while. Well, obviously, because I had it in my stash. But you know what? It's not real cheap. And so I also had heard that you could use glossy cardstock. So I want to show you the difference between using, here's just a plain piece of glossy cardstock, and this is I've heard people call it Yupo. It's Yupo. And the reason I know that is because, go to the source. If you ever wonder how a business or a product is pronounced, go straight to the source and listen to them say what their product name is, you guys. That's my tip of the day. So, thanks, Molly. I appreciate that. And Molly put me over in the junk journal jamboree, and you know what? Like I was saying, that this is perfect to make some backgrounds for anything you want to do. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to first show you how we can do this. You can blow this around. You can, you can kind of try to drip it and make it move like that. Or use like something that blows. You can't use a regular heat tool because it will burn this, since it is totally a polypropylene product. It'll melt it. So, so you have to be careful like that. And if you use a straw to blow it, do not blow out. And, a lot of times if you have a straw, you tend to want to blow out and then take a breath back in through the straw. Do not do that, because if you're doing that, you're going to be inhaling those, the alcohol fumes. And you can use regular rubbing alcohol. I would use a high concentration. There's one that I think normally what we buy is about 70% or something like that. That's usually what we get. There's a higher concentration, and that's the one that I would get. You can also get the alcohol blending solution that goes, with the alcohol inks. This is a Ranger product. But I tell you what, I only buy some of these things when they're on sale. I mean, be smart. We like all the things, so we got to be smart, right? Hi, Nora. Hi, Tanya. How are you? Donna, welcome. Hey, Lisa's here. So let's just start out, and I'm going to use the same colors on here. I'm going to show you what it's like using them over here. So I have got, now these are the colors that I chose, and I'll tell you why. I've got a yellow, kind of a pink color. You could also use red, but I like the pink, and a blue color. And the reason that I like to use these is when you see them blend, you'll know why. You can't use just, any old colors. Try not to use them that are straight across the color wheel from each other because they'll make mud. So let's try this. Let's just give it a whirl. So I'm just going to drop some color on here, and I might as well leave the lids off. And we're just going to drop some off here. Oh, like I said, leaving the lids off. And this one. Now you can see it's just sitting here on top of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little drop of our blending solution on, or a little bit, and let you see. And this isn't so strong. I don't know. I think when you use regular alcohol, blending alcohol, it's kind of strong. You can move it around, and it's going to interact with each other. Let's see. Now, I've got my dryer. I've got just my hair dryer because I can put it on cool and get a little bit of movement. And I'm sorry that's kind of loud, but you can see it kind of moves it around a little bit. And that, as it puddles together, look how nice those colors look together. We've got, where the yellow hits the blue. Who knows what blue and yellow make? Green. So it's turning some green colors. So if this was red and it was blue, you can see that would be purple. And so it's kind of blending there. And so the red, and you can even get by with this pinkish color with the yellow. And it starts making this pretty orange color. So when you use some colors that are, like that kind of triads of color on the color wheel, you will get these colors that mix really, really pretty. Yeah, Molly, I think the 90%. I think it's really interesting that this one doesn't smell quite as bad as regular alcohol. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, we've got lots of people that, thanks for all of you who have sprinkled out. Let's see. I've lost one of my places I was looking at. There we go. Hi, Abby. How are you? Hey, Robin. Tanya is not in the group. I thought I saw, well, she was up there a minute ago. So I don't know. I have a comment from her that I can see, a couple of them. More, like at least 3. So I don't know. I guess if she had to go out, I missed saying hello to her before she had to leave. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Ann. How are you? There's Anne. She's one of our friends from across the pond. So let's try this again and see if we can get it. We'll try it with a little bit of a straw and see how, if we can get any movement like that. And I'm just going to put these all close together. Now this seems like it does not, it just doesn't seem to have the movement. I'm going to use a straw. I don't know. And this, it's just kind of interesting. But let's try the Yupo paper now. It's not really going anywhere, you guys. Now I think this time I'm going to try and just use the same color in several spots. I thought I had like another blue color too. Well, I can't afford to let that get dry first. So this is just called blending solution, but it's, like an alcohol-based product. You guys, well, like we said, we're just trying it out. And then, and sometimes you can get those things to kind of drip a little. I'm not getting much drippage here. A little bit. It's kind of slow. Let's add another color in here. Let's see what, and you can, as you lay these colors over the top of each other, they'll still blend. See them going in here like this? And even if you want to lighten up something or, lighten it up or get it to kind of reactivate, you can add your blending solution or alcohol. Oh, I'm not getting a lot of movement. So here, let's try this. Let's add a little bit more. And now let's give it a little blow here with the dryer. I really like the way that it kind of spreads out using the dryer. Now you can kind of get it, it kind of pools around there. I don't know, it's just all about playing around, right? Let's get some of this over here. Get those activated with some of those colors. Let's do a little bit of, before it gets too dry. I just love the look of, I guess I just love the random look. What do you guys think about that? Well, first of all, how many of you have tried that? Oh, Molly says alcohol will make it move better than the blending solution. Ooh, look, this is really turning dark right there. Well, that's probably because all of those kind of came together there. But there's so many different products that I know Ranger's got all kinds of them, and they're not the only people that carry the alcohol inks. I don't know. That might be kind of pretty when it dries to see how that ends up looking. It does give a little bit more of, a little more interest over there, right? Oh, I think we're getting an awful lot of, let's put a little bit more blue here. And, it's kind of fun to watch just when you drop it on. Yeah, Kathy, I think anybody would have fun just playing with it. Is it special paper? Yes, Sharon, this is called Yupo. And it is now I just bought some little pieces. You can get the Yupo that actually is like big, like a pad of it. But it's made for, it doesn't have any, it doesn't absorb anything. It is not like paper, like we usually think of paper. It just sits on top. It's more of kind of like a plastic thing. They say it's made out of polypropylene. They melt beads to make it. And so see, if you just leave it, it does still kind of have some movement. So let's see if we put a little bit, and I think, you know, you can get these little rings. If we put a little like that, it'll kind of come out. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Let me hold it up closer. Look what it's doing. And look at the little, I don't even know what you would call that. It's kind of just making, now it's starting to look totally different as it goes out further. That's kind of fun. And a lot of times though, if you, yeah, I have not, you know, I tried something earlier and I don't know if I just used more of the solution or not. And we can try another one. I'm not, we don't have to just use our one piece. Not just our one piece. Hi, Lydia. You did this in art. Donna says she did that in art class in college. Yeah, it makes the little cells, although that's not what I was talking about there. It kind of had this little, like, starburst effect when I first dropped it, and when it started to react, you could see the little things coming out. But yeah, it definitely, if you put the little drops around, it starts making little cell-looking things. And so that's fun. Now, they also have another product that, this is called Resist Spray. Let's try it. Let's see what happens if we try it. Yes, you can use eyedroppers to drop it onto. But, Molly, do you know where my eyedroppers are? Can you come find them for me? Oh my goodness, you guys. Which is so funny because I saw them. I was picking up some stuff one time. And I remember they were with something, and I actually had several of them. And I was thinking this morning, well, what was it that those were with? I just do not, just don't know for sure. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for sprinkling out. I'm good, Lydia. How are you? Sharon said she'd be tempted to spin the paper. Like those things you see like at carnivals and things. I like that idea. I think that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's put on a little bit of this. It's got a sprayer, so hopefully that's... And let's just kind of try to... Well, I wonder if I spray it, how good the spray mist is. I wish I had a paper towel, so I might have a better... Oh, here, you know what? Let me just spray it on here and see if I can kind of see its spray pattern. No, that's very... Yeah, that's... Okay, so... Alright, so we got that on there. I have no idea what that stuff is made from. Let me kind of dry it. I would think it needed to be dry a little bit. Let me dry it a little. I don't know, it's so wet. I don't know how long that would take to dry, you guys. That may have been a real mistake. That's not going to do anything. We do have a paper towel here. Let me just kind of blot it. Oh, it's like sticky. Okay, well that could be kind of fun. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that was sticky. So let's try some pink here. I should, you know, if I was smart, I probably would have put on an apron. So let's try and get it to move around. Get some drips going. I like the drips. How many of you like drips? Well, I don't know that that's doing. Now it's just covering the whole thing. Let's add some more color. Whoa! There are no mistakes. There's no mistakes in any of this, is there? Did you guys know I could be so quiet? I don't know. Look at what it's done where I put that resist stuff. Like here was a splat of it there. I don't know really what that's supposed to do. Molly, are you still here? Molly doesn't even know where her own pipettes are. She's not going to be helpful for me, is she? I can't even borrow hers because she doesn't know where they are. Okay, now I don't like the way that these yellow splotches just look so blobby. So let's go ahead and give them a little bit more solution and see if we can't do something. There. Okay. Now where this yellow came into the blue, look at, it's got that pretty green color. This one is just really splotchy. Okay. I don't know, it's really interesting. It's like so many things. The lights and the darks and something are what give it a lot of interest. Donna says she even loses her cat. Oh my goodness. You guys are too funny. I love hanging out with all of you. Whoops, that doesn't even go on there. So it's kind of fun. Now, I don't really get what the point of the resist spray was. It didn't resist anything unless maybe when this, let me dry it a little bit more, you guys, and then I'll see about that part there. But yeah, you can't use a regular heat tool on this because it'll melt the Yupo paper. And again, it's not really like regular paper. So I'm going to put the lids on these real quick. I can kind of see what color they are because they've got fingerprints around them. That's a blue one. Here's a pink one. Oh my goodness. If you've snuck in and I didn't see you, I'm sorry, but I want to welcome you. So like I said, these are the alcohol pearls in the Ranger line, and they've got this really soft shimmer to them. I think it's pretty. Let me try and wipe here. Does this come off right here? No, it's going to take off the whole color section. So I don't know. I'll have to find out about that. But here's our two that we did here. And then again, this was done just on the regular glossy cardstock. I would, now there's a time and place to use this, and you could use some kind of alcohol something or others on it. But for this technique where you want to really have it move around, I wasn't real pleased with that. I mean, if I was going to use this technique, I would, spend the money and get the Yupo to use with it, because I really like that. And I like how random it is. And so, just think, if you had a larger piece and you did it on here and you covered the whole thing with a whole bunch of fun stuff, then, you've got enough that you could, cut it in half and use it for an entire journal page background. You could cut shapes out of it if you wanted to. You've got enough to do, quite a bit of stuff with, make some card backgrounds. I don't know how big this is. It looks, hang on a second. Oh, got a ruler buried under here. I wonder if this is like about a 5x7. Yep. So you could use a single piece as, as a 5x7 background. Even the whole thing. I mean, you could cut it a tiny bit smaller to, have your card base, have a little bit of a border around it. So that'd be fun. What do you guys think? Do you like that? You like that idea? Okay. Sometimes, you guys, I really apologize. I'm not always good about doing the thing and reading the comments. Yeah, I think, oh, hi, Jet. Yeah, aren't those colors great? Yeah, you guys, I think we might have to do some research on exactly what to do with some of the, like the resist spray. Yeah, I'd like to know what they do with that. I don't know. Hi, Jeannie, how are you? So yeah, but you know, it's always fun. I like trying techniques, and I like them if they turn out at least this good. I like that. I'm happy with that. And this one, it's really funny, and I wonder what I did that was, you know, so different between the two of them. And maybe it's just the amount of, you know, the different colors on each one, because this one has a lot more. But this one just, well, in person, this one has a much softer, well, it doesn't on the screen, on the monitor, but in person, this one has a much softer look to it for some reason. I don't know why. No idea. Maybe it's how much it spreads around. I don't know. Hi, Diane from Arizona. Jet. She says she has alcohol inks, but she hasn't used them. I know. I at least knew where mine were when I decided to use that as one of the techniques I haven't used in a while. At least I did know where that was. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our second kind of technique. And this one we're going to use jelly plates. Or just one, a jelly plate. How many of you have done any jelly printing? Let's see. Let me move these out of the way. How many of you have done any of that? More iridescent. Yeah, I think one of them is softer and more iridescent for some reason. One of those things that we did. I don't know why. Okay, how many of you have done any jelly plate prints? I'm curious to know. Lydia says she needs one. Donna says she hasn't. Thanks, Jeannie. She liked the colors of those that we used. Okay, Karen says she's sprinkling. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so let's move for. I probably should have put on an apron. This could be bad news. Okay, so here's a jelly plate. Had it for a while. You can tell it has been used before. It's not new. So when you're doing jelly plate printing, that's a tongue twister for me today. Let me get some paper. This is just regular printer paper. How many of you always want to call it typing paper? I do half the time. Okay, whoops, it's sticking. Okay, Lydia, I know. We only have so much for so many things, right? But when I found it, look what I had. These heavy body paints I had found a bunch of them on sale, as you can see. I think they were getting rid of them, and so I had gotten some on sale. And so, of course, I had to have them if they were on sale, right? Did I use them? No, not really. Maybe some. Some I did use. But I'm going to use the same colors that we were talking about before to make the prints. To start with, anyway. You guys, you know what? I'm going to step away a second and get an apron. I know myself. Hang on one second. Okay. I got it. I keep several aprons right there on the side of my refrigerator. But I tell you, I know me, and even if I'm trying to be neat, there's no telling what might happen. How many of you need to make sure you're wearing an apron when you're using messy products? Okay. All right. You guys, my chair broke a while back. I don't know what happened. I sat in it one day and it went down. It's supposed to go up and down. And one day I sat down and I was sitting in it and it just goes whoop. And then that was the end of going up and down. So I've never had one do that. So I was kind of irritated. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to squirt out some of the paint. Oh, Diane says she's from Arizona. What kind of weather are you guys having down there? Do you live in the hot part or do you live up in some of those mountains? Oh, thanks, Angie. You ruin all your clothes. Yeah, I know what you mean. Now it's got kind of a little, let me use a wipe and see if I can't get that off. I just got a little crumb there. Whatever goes down first. And you know what? You can actually, and we might even do some things. Now that we've got this out, we might even do some things down the road coming up for doing some jelly jelly plate printing. Oh my goodness. Because you can kind of purposefully layer them and get some cool effects like that too. So I'm just gonna put some paint out here. You know, I actually wondered how this paint was gonna be. Well, now I can't even get that close. Oh, there we go. I was wondering how it was gonna be since I haven't used it in a while. I wondered if the quality or consistency was gonna not be very good. So we'll see. So we're gonna use these same 3 colors. And we saw before how they blend. What technique are you doing? Oh yeah, this is one. You have a jelly belly. Oh my goodness. Is that a brand? And then you just go ahead and just start rolling it around. I got way too much on here, you guys. Oh my word. Ugh. Oh my goodness. That is way, way, way too much. I'm just going to leave that. So now you put it on there. Oh my goodness. And then you just take a piece of your paper and you just lay it down. And these are also good for using for backgrounds for different things, right? And so we've got, so here's this one. This is what this one looks like. Then you got to have enough of a space to lay them out to dry, right? There's some thick places on there. And so because that was so, oh my goodness, what in the heck am I going to do with these? Because they were so thick, you can get, I'm going to get quite a few layers off of that. And I knew there was plenty of yellow underneath there. So I knew it hadn't all blended together. So, but yeah, Donna, it needed some more yellow. So just press it on there good. And then you can just pull it off. See, now this one, and this one's even got some, white places in it. So that's kind of nice too. Look how different that one is. Let me see if I can hold them both out here. So one has got just a ton of paint on it. And then there's this one. So you get a lighter, print. And, nothing says you can't, once it's dry, that you can't go back and use, put another layer, use another thing. And so then you've got, I'm going to have these things laying everywhere. Yeah, they're great for cutouts or all kinds of things. Let's just put it on here. And pull that up. And so we've got that much. And then maybe we can, put a little bit more of this out. And I'm not going to smear it everywhere. I'm just going to lay that down. Maybe I'm even going to put it this way. You can just keep playing with it. Now I got on both sides. I like those colors together though. I wonder if I'm trying to pick up some more of this yellow down here. But it's still really dark. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Does anybody I'm going to ask. Now, who do you think that, if you had to pick an artist with some, you know, famous paintings, who does this remind you of? I want to see if anybody else gets the same vibe from that color palette that I do. A small drying rack for the papers. Yeah, well, you know, it'd be great to have some and just have some little clips for them and hang them up to dry, right? That'd be fun. Yes. Well, yes, Van Gogh and another one. The other one was what I was thinking of. Not so much the look of it, but the color palette. Anybody else? Yes, Molly, that's what I was thinking of. Monet. Okay, so let's put a little bit more pink on here. And yellow. And they're the thing about and you don't have to use heavy bodied paints. You can use the other kind of paints just as well. I've got so much on here. I just want to okay. Now, another thing you can do is once you've got, I see this has some texture. I don't know, that brayer seems to have a little bit of texture in it. Another thing you can do is you can take something and do some mark making. So here's, okay, so I've got a couple of different, I was just going to use the end of a paintbrush and I thought, hey, I think I actually have stuff to use. So here's like a little thing. These are just little, you know, rubbery ends. And these tools are from Dina Wakley. I was thinking, is it Dina or Donna? And so you can just take some of these, and let's say these are just more of a pointy tip. And, you know, you can just do some mark making. Maybe we want to just do some circles. These are just kind of interlocking. I'm going to make more of them so it doesn't look so much like the Olympics. And then maybe we can, let's use one and take a little bit more out. And maybe we'll just do some little cross marks. And I don't know, what else should we do? I don't know, let's leave a little bit plain so we can see the difference that makes. Let me get a wipe here. This has been fun watching everybody do some different techniques today, hasn't it? I love doing it. You see a fish. Yeah. It's oh, right here, the pink. Are you talking about that pinkish color, Anne? I think I see what you're talking about. That's kind of fun. Okay, so now we'll just lay it down. And if you wanted to, if you had a clean brayer to use for this, you could do that too. But usually your hand is, is plenty to do it with. And then just lift it off. And see how that is? Look at that. And if you wanted to, you could actually put a single solid color along the back and then come back and do some mark making. Hey Debbie. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, but look at that. Isn't that fun? Look how much fun that would be to use for some pages. Let's do something. This is starting to really have a darkness to it. But you know what? Don't waste your paint. Just go ahead and make sure you're getting it all. I'm just going to go ahead, and a lot of people just do it until there is no more. I got a big glob over here. I'm glad I put my mat down. You know what? This now this kind of mat, this craft mat is a little bit more pricey than some of them, but you know what? It stays put. It's actually from close to my heart, and it is it's got kind of a stickiness on one side of it. So when you lay it down, it doesn't move all around. And I have some other ones, like you can get like the Teflon mats on Amazon and get several of them. I mean, I buy them and use them for like under a heat press or something. And if I need another layer of protection. Look how dark this has gotten. We got so many muddied colors together, but it's I got it stuck on there. Look, it's kind of cool though. Totally different color vibe. I like that. Let's clean it off a little bit. But anyway, you can get these Teflon mats on Amazon, and I think sometimes they come about 3 to a pack, and they're not bad at all. But and you know what? One of my friends had told me that I had this mat already, and then she was going, well, you know what I like about it is it doesn't move. And I go, what? And she goes, it doesn't move. And she's always so funny. She's always making fun of me about stuff I never pay any attention to. She goes, didn't you notice? No, I didn't notice. It was all I knew was it was keeping stuff off of the rest of my workspace. They give me a hard time. I don't know why. But maybe it's because I let them, right? We have fun. It's fun to get together in person with your friends and do crafty stuff, right? How many of you have any crafty people to get together with in person? Send me some hearts if you've got even one crafty friend. There's another backer piece down here. That's why this is getting so messy. If you've even got one, I'm just making a big mess. I don't know. Every time I left, I told my daughter, I go, why is it? It doesn't matter if I'm in the kitchen or in the craft room. Whenever I need a paper towel, they've gone missing. I go, how could somebody always get my paper towels from where I am that I want to use them? I don't know. Do you guys have anything like that just seems to go missing every time you want to use it? Regina says she has one. She's got one crafty friend to get together with. Well, and you guys, that group of friends, when I get together with them, like I said, I'm up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they're all down outside Houston. And when we go down there, there is a house that we rent, and it's made for, crafty, sewing, whatever you want to do, get-togethers, scrapbooking, whatever. The lady's got room for 10. She's got 10 tables and 10 places to sleep. She lives next door, and I asked them one time, I go, how in the world did she get this house right next door and get this all set up so she can rent this out? And it's not like right in, it's kind of in town, but not. And it's kind of a small little town. And so they said, well, the property was where her husband grew up, and it had been, I think, his parents' home. And so after they passed away, that was what they did with it. And so that's the way that they, get some income on that property, on that house. And it's got a fully stocked kitchen, and so we go and we just have the best time. But for me, they're all down there close. For me, it's a drive. It's about, I think by the time I drive another hour outside Houston, I think it usually takes me 5 or 6 hours. So let's try not to put quite so much paint on. Let's do a little brighter one this time. Let's do some red. That's not red. Let's try some orange. You guys, I'm always saying what comes out of my mouth and what I mean. I'm always concerned. And just some red. Let's try that. This should be pretty. Oh, this one's never been opened. It's got a tiny little seal in it. That'll be fun. It'll be brand new. Hopefully it's really got a nice texture to it. Yeah, start a class. Now that's not true. I do have one friend that lives not that far from me. She actually lives in the same city that I do, although I live kind of on one end and she lives on the other. But oh goodness, it probably doesn't take any more than 15 minutes, and that is Jet from Asper Creative. And we met actually at a craft event, or it was a scrapbooking event that somebody, came to the Dallas area, and that was where they had decided to have it. And so that was where we met. So that's always fun when you find somebody that's close. Now watch, it's probably not enough. My brayer does not seem to be real smooth. It kind of leaves a texture all on its own. I don't know what the deal is. I might have to look into seeing how to fix that. Okay, so now I know it looks like I've still covered up the... Oh, look at that. I've got lines in it already. Let's see how this goes. Did you just go look at it, Molly? Did you just leave me and go check it out? I tell you what, you guys, if you are interested in any Ranger products that, is in the Tim Holtz line of products, I highly urge you to spend some time watching any of Tim Holtz videos, because he is so informative. He doesn't, he doesn't hold back on any of the information. Look, you guys, that pulled up almost all of that paint that time. Look at this. So now we've got a totally different look. I love these. Just random places, and they were from, I guess, the edge of my brayer. But look at that. I mean, just by using some kind of different color combination. And look, we've got more lines going across this way than some of the others. So, I mean, you can get, look what a difference that you can get. We've got our one with our fish in it. Our pink fish. And look, it turned backwards after we pulled our print. That fish is totally backwards. So think about that. Don't think you're gonna write something in here. If you write something, you better write it backwards. I mean, you could do words, but you're gonna have to write them backwards, because when you put your paper down and pull it, then it's gonna be totally backwards. But that's kind of fun. I don't understand why my brayer is so messed up. I wonder if I see those little things come in there. I might need a new one. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's see. Here's a little bit of gold. Let's add a little bit of gold to that same color palette and see how that is. Oh, that's really thick. I don't know if that's going to work or not. That might be ruined. We'll see. Let's try it anyway. It is paint. Yeah, I tell you, I can really tell that some of this paint is not at its optimal consistency. You're on a PC, right? I know. I like to watch stuff on my computer too, Molly. It just is handy. Super handy. And it's bigger. I can see what's going on. Okay, let's give it another whirl. And it's going to be almost going to be time for me to leave. And this has been so fun. And today, this was another great theme that we had today. And Robin is going to be up next after me. And her page is Zimmy's Simple Design. But stay in the group, and the Facebook group. I don't know. We'll talk about texture. Yeah, I don't know about that. That may be totally messed up. And it's kind of a flat gold anyway. I think it says antique, or what does it say? Old gold. Yeah, and it's old, all right. Super old. I've got to go back in and study up on some of, I told you that you can actually layer things. I'm going to have to study that. Friday I was planning to do something else with painting. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of this too. And we'll do some other mark making, and I'll find out exactly the layering information that I'm thinking of. I can't grab my paper. There, I got it. Okay, yeah. So, have you had fun watching me spread out paint and pick it up with a piece of paper? Hi, Jan, how are you? Oh, Angela says she hasn't even tried hers yet. She's got one. You guys, I actually had a drawer and its little name was right on the drawer because I labeled it. I know I haven't used this in at least 8 years because that's how long that we've lived here, and I know I haven't done it since we moved here. So that's really dark, but still, lots of variations in the oranges and reds. The gold, you can't see where that gold was at all. Not at all. You know what? Let's try, wonder if this is, I think that, the nice thing about acrylic paint is it dries pretty quick. Let me reach back here behind me and grab a gold. Let's try this. Let's use one that's not all dried up and gross. And give it another little bit of interest. Why don't we do that? And it'll be pretty with these warm colors. That yellow is just about a goner too, you guys. It is not very great. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brayer this on first. And then I'm going to put the gold on. Okay, now I'm going to pull it. So the first layer, the first layer will have some gold in it. But I don't know how much is going to show up. Man, I'm used to squeezing those tubes now. And now it's hard to get out of a bottle. What in the heck? Oh my goodness, you know what? Let's do this. I know there's some in there. Look, it's kind of thick. Let's use one of our tools. And I'll just... Okay. Okay, now you guys remember to go over and see Robin. Let's find out what she's going to be doing today. You have finished project ideas for this technique. Cool. Isn't it fun when you see a new technique or something and you can already think what you're going to do with it? Okay, now let's see if that gold shows up through there. Yep. So we've got some of that gold. And then we've got some white in there too, where we actually, you know, picked the paint up off the jelly plate. But look, we've got those little bits right there. Isn't that pretty? That's fun. Lots of fun. So like I said, now this is really thick right there. That is so thick right there. Can you see? It's even got some texture there. So yeah, thanks. Thanks, Lisa. So that was what we were going to do today. It's almost time to run over and see Robin, or be sure and refresh your browser if you're already in Sacred Treasure House. And so, you know, let me know if you do this. And if you want to, you know, come post some pictures of what you do over in my Artful Adventure Clubhouse. So here we've got our alcohol ink things that we did. That was fun. I really had a lot of fun with that. And you know what? I'm going to pull one more. It's time for me to go. I'm going to pull one more print off of here and call it done. But we might as well. We've got it down there. You might as well use all the paint. It's not cheap, right? Or it's not free. And so then we've got this last remnant. Look how much lighter it is. Thank you very much, you guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope that you stay and watch all of our other people today. And let's go see what Robin is doing. Thank you. Bye-bye.